Broadcasting from Hollywood, California, it's Grant's Rants, Hollywood Talk.
It's our Love It, Hate It panel show where we love the people versus OJ. We're shocked by a return from the dead. We give advice to celebrities on Lucky in Love, and we share what we are loving and hating. Come and join the panel. Let the ranting begin. This is episode 20. I'm celebrating with a panel. 20 episodes in. The show's doing really well, so thank you to everyone listening. And to celebrate, we're having a Love It, Hate It panel, Valentine's Day episode light. And we're going to be talking a lot of what we're feeling and not feeling. And God, there's enough to talk about. There's enough of us here to talk about it. So for episode 4, Marie Garofalo is here. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank you.
I'm glad to have you back, Marie.
It's good to be here.
And then let's talk about, from episode 6, Megan Stecher is here.
Hi! So happy to be back.
I'm so glad to have you. I know that you have a lot to say about People versus OJ,
I do.
Beyonce, so there's a lot to chat about.
Slay.
Yes, and then from episode 10, James Lott Jr. is gracing us with his presence.
Thank you very much. That was 10 episodes ago. That's crazy.
Yes.
I love it.
I know, right?
I love it. I'm glad to be back.
Yes. So let's talk real quickly about what you guys have been up to. James, what's new? What's going on?
You know, I got 8,000 things going on, of course, but I just rebranded and relaunched my radio show on adrenalineradio.com.
Oh, great.
It's the Super Organizer Show with James Lott Jr. And it was a 90-minute episode, and I had 3 great guests in my field, and it was such a good time.
Nice.
That's my latest kind of thing right now.
And congratulations on the 1-year anniversary of the Days of Our Lives, Edition Days on AfterBuzz TV.
Yes. It was a very touching episode. Me and Mark J. Freeman cried. It was kind of crazy on camera. But it was the fans are just the best.
I checked it out. You had the video submissions and the slideshow. It was nice. It was a good episode.
Thank you very much.
Marie, what's new with you?
Well, just re-signed my lease, so very exciting news there.
Nice.
And I'm sure some people listening will be able to relate, but today I got an email that Adele is doing a very, intimate show this Friday night at the Wiltern Theater.
Oh, wow.
And tickets go on sale tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So I am currently, freaking out.
Yeah.
I need to get tickets, even though I already got tickets for August,
Okay.
but that's 6 months away. I need tickets now. So if you had asked me earlier, that was the only thing I could focus on to talk about, but I would really like to get tickets to that. So
Nice.
I love it.
And Megan Stecher, what's going on, girl?
Let's see. Oh my goodness, since we last spoke. I had an awesome, one-on-one hour-long interview with the pastor who married Kim and Kanye over at the AfterBuzz Studios, Rich Wilkerson Jr. He had his own Lifetime series. I'm sorry, was it Lifetime?
Actually, I think it was it We TV?
Yes, We Network. Okay, so he had his own series on there called Rich and Faith, and he was out here in LA promoting, so I did an awesome hour-long interview with him. You can check that out on AfterBuzz TV's YouTube or iTunes situation.
Nice.
And I signed a confidentiality agreement about something really exciting going on. I'd love to speak more about it, but let's just say it's offering me personal fulfillment, and I can't say any more than that.
Great. An industry exclusive. That's how much. Yeah.
this podcast is very LA.
It's totally
LA vibes.
It's oh my god, Adele at the Wiltern. I signed a confidentiality agreement.
Like my radio show. Oh my god.
I was totally stuck in traffic all the way here, and Fountain was just as bad as Santa Monica.
Hey, they don't call it Hollywood Talk for nothing. This is some true Hollywood Talk, kids.
It is actually. Wow. It is.
Yeah, I mean, we want to give you the whole experience. But before we get into all the hot topics that I want to talk about Valentine's Day and what we're all planning to do. Some people acknowledge it, other people don't. I'm actually going to be in Las Vegas for a friend's birthday, and I'm finally going to be seeing Britney, who I've been...
It's so good.
I'm going,
I saw it a couple of years ago, and it's awesome.
I saw the Dream Within a Dream tour when I was a child. So this is going to be a new experience, and I am so overdue for a Vegas trip. I can't tell you.
That's good. I love it.
So so that's what I'm doing. It's going to be a quick one night deal, but hey, I'm excited. It's time to do it.
Yeah.
So what about you,
awesome.
James? You said you had something cute coming up.
This is the cute meter right now. My granddaughter, yes, I have a granddaughter, called me. Her name is Scarlett with 1 T, and she's 10 years old. She called me 2 weeks ago and said, Papa Jamie, which is my grandfather name, and said, will you be my Valentine for Valentine's Day? So I'm going to a dance with her for grandfather-granddaughter Valentine's Day in Sacramento. So that's my
How
story.
cute.
So that's my cute Valentine story,
Oh,
actually.
that's so
So I'll be leaving
nice.
Friday to see all my grandkids and my kids, but on Sunday I'll be with her.
Awesome.
So,
That's great. Well, I get a long weekend for President's Day weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. And my boyfriend told me that he made dinner reservations on Sunday night, but I don't know where we're going.
Okay.
And he sent flowers to me today at work. So shout out to Kirk. Great job.
Go Kirk.
And hopefully Adele on Friday night.
Yes, well, that's a
But
good
that's
weekend.
it. Just, pretty laid back, and it'll just be
Yeah.
nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm
Romantic.
looking forward to it. It'll
Yeah.
be very nice. Yeah.
Now, Megan's also in a relationship, so what can you speak to about that?
I think we unofficially did Valentine's Day today. So I've been working 6-day weeks, and Wednesdays are my only day off, which is it is a Wednesday currently today. And my boyfriend randomly had off. His schedule's been changing a lot with work, producing and things. So we both had the day off. Very exciting. I had to do a conference call in the middle of the afternoon, but after that, he had taken the doors and the top off the Jeep. We went to Malibu. We went to Paradise Cove. We had lunch. We had our toes in the sand. It was great. It was so overpriced and so average, but so great. Just like we're having the summertime weather.
Yeah, we are.
We both had off, which is a miracle because that doesn't happen. And it was great. So we're both working on Valentine's Day. So I think today was probably it.
Okay, that's cute. That's very cute.
Well, here's a topic we could have talked about 20 years ago, but we're going to talk about it today. O.J. Simpson. I mean, it just transcends time and
Truly
space
does.
and craziness and, oh, Lord. So the show on FX, doing very well for FX. I watched the show. I think that the performances are excellent. The production value, which I really look at. I watch shows with a critical eye. Really. So I really got into this one. I think it was really well done. So let's talk a little bit about the show and OJ and kind of just like put it all together.
Sure.
So what did you think of the show? Was it like, did you go in with high expectations? Did they match those expectations?
So, I went in with high expectations just because I'm so fascinated by the whole thing. And what I love is that they're really covering things that like are kind of funny sidebars. Like last night, the Ford Bronco chase episode aired, which was fantastic. And one thing they focused on, or that I had read a lot about, is that pizza delivery sales had gone up. And there's a scene in a Pizza Hut, and the guy's like making pizzas, and he's like, "We're out of cheese." And I'm like, "This is fantastic!" Like they're focusing on all these like pieces of it. But I have to say, like, by far, my favorite character is David Schwimmer as Robert Kardashian, because I think he's playing it really well. The hair is perfect. And just seeing the kids playing, like, the Kardashian children and knowing what they grew up to become is so fascinating to me. So I'm really enjoying it. I think it's great.
I think it's depressing to see what they've grown up to become.
It's just, it's I find it interesting.
Let's rant that out.
Yeah. Let's just, the whole thing.
Little Rob
transitions to
Kardashian
them.
played by a cute soap actor, and now he's this million-pound loser. Megan, what did you think?
Oh my God. I think I went in with high expectations because it's Ryan Murphy and all of the huge stars that were being cast, and I feel like it's exceeded my expectations, which is a thrill. Like, when does that ever happen? Especially on television. So I am thrilled with David Schwimmer's portrayal, performance, what have you. I think the physical element of it, how much he looks like Mr. Robert Kardashian is kind of great, and as well as his, portrayal, because I think we don't really know what Robert was like, but I think the fact that he seems like such a caring, sympathetic character. They're doing a great job with that. I think Selma Blair as Kris Kardashian's blowing me away.
So great.
It's insane to me how she's really got the, just the physical.
Yeah.
I think every little movement her body makes, I'm like,
noticed
that's Kris.
Yeah.
That's Kris. It's, I'm like, wow, I'm really blown away by everyone's portrayals. And the fact that I was sympathetic toward OJ last night, coming to the table thinking like, from everything I knew growing up, watching this whole thing go down and the evidence, like, I always assumed he was guilty. But last night's episode, I'm like, maybe he isn't guilty. Maybe he didn't do it. He's having a mental breakdown over the fact that he's like, maybe, if he didn't do it, he's running because he's like, I can't believe I'm about to be arrested for this, and he needs time to sort through it in his brain. There's so many, I think, from the first episode, a lot of people were thinking, oh, this is being portrayed to us as a he's guilty story. And now, even just in the second episode, it's like, no, they are kind of showing different sides of it. They're showing Marsha Clark's view of things. Are showing Robert Kardashian's view of how things are going. They're showing OJ's view of how things are going.
That's a good thing. That's what makes such a quality piece, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's not all slanted one way like a made-for-TV movie or something like that. Like, I looked at that Madoff. Did you watch that? That special on ABC?
Richard Dreyfuss, no.
Ooh, that compared to this FX specialist, you can't compare the two.
It's a train wreck.
It was like they had the Richard Dreyfuss doing a voiceover, and it was like, and then I told them I'm gonna make them money, and then they cut to a little old fashioned what are those, like a montage of people typing on a computer. It was like, all right, it was a little too movie for me. Now, James, you decided to sit this one out. You didn't watch the show. Are you just done with OJ?
What's really funny for me is that I was old enough to remember. I was my mid-20s when this happened. And
okay, which is crazy because you look like you're in your mid-20s
no one would ever know.
Thank you.
But you have a granddaughter. This is blowing my mind.
I'm close to 50. Yeah. It's my mother is all her genes. But no, for me, when I heard they were doing this, I was kind of like, okay. But then it made sense because it was our soap opera back then. If you remember, 20 years ago, the internet was not what it was today. There was no Twitter or Facebook. Cable wasn't even where it was today. And so for us, this was the story. I mean, I was enthralled the first time around. I watched it every day. I remember the Bronco chase. I remember being home. I had 3 jobs in San Francisco at the time. It was so expensive to live there. And I happened to be home, and my roommate was home. We were watching it going, what is going on? Because OJ was the Hertz guy. He was the orange juice guy. He was in Airplane. He's this guy that he just kind of was like, he's the good, not Airplane, Naked Gun. He was like the guy that was so affable and friendly and good looking. And it's like, what? And it's also a volatile time in LA, because we had from Rodney King in 92 to this, race relations were so hard and so high. And for me, I had the unpopular opinion of saying I thought he was guilty. And so when he got acquitted, it was really divided, black and white. And many blacks who also agreed he was guilty were kind of glad he got off just because of the justice system at that time, which is ironic today. We're going through some of the similar stuff today.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So I'm not probably not going to watch it, but I lived it.
Yeah.
Well, my grandmother said the same thing. She said, I followed every inch of that case. It was exhausting. She's like, I know what the story is. I'm good. She just feels like she's good with it. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I don't want to say I was really young and didn't know.
Yeah, I was like, you know how sometimes you have these very random vivid memories of your childhood. So one of the very first memories I can really remember is I was in elementary school and the teacher turned on the TV to watch the verdict. And just to be young in elementary school was so crazy that we watched it, and I remember so vividly people gasping. Then there was a teacher and an assistant or whatever, so they knew what was going on. And I just as a little kid, I have memories of that. So I was always interested. And I mean, now of course I've just become so enthralled in pop culture. And anytime anyone mentions when I moved out here, people mentioned Bundy. I was like, oh my god, Bundy! Or Rockingham, these names that you've heard over the 405 freeway, being from the East Coast, and then you come and it's oh, people just drive on it it's a regular road. But it's become infamous. So
which is for many, it's a great thing because back then it kind of talks about how we didn't have cell phones. It was also many of us didn't have cell phones at the time. We had pagers, and then also it was tabloid magazines. It was like this. It was Star, The Glow, National Enquirer was really big, and I remember going to go buy groceries, and OJ and all his cast of characters, Judge Ito and Faye Resnick, they were all on my there, and I followed every single thing. It was our soap opera at the time, and some of our soap operas did get preempted for things like that too back then. And there was a lot of stuff that went on that because of this thing, because everybody was watching it.
Certain network executives even kind of credited him for the decline in daytime soap viewership because they said the real life true crime is upstaging what you could. It's better than what you could write. You know, so who knows? That's arguably whatever. But you know, my first like real celebrity trial circus I remember is the Michael Jackson trial. That was I remember waiting by the radio actually to hear those.
That's so funny. That Martin Bashir interview is still some of the craziest television I've ever seen.
The best.
Martin, I'm in a tree, right? You know what I mean? It's so, and he's got the umbrella, like it's, oh my god,
James,
it's
I think we talked about this on your episode on Grant's Rants.
We did, because we're talking about
funny.
We did
The
like
Jacksons. Full circle.
It does.
Before we go deep into the Jacksons, because then this whole show is going to be like derailed.
Yes.
Let's talk about Beyonce's new song. The Super Bowl performance. It's out there. Some of us are feeling it. Some of us are not. Megan, where do you stand?
I mean, I'm already dancing in my seat over here. I mean, I say slay all day. No, I loved it. I was actually, it's a very, very artistic video, and I didn't hear the song first. I watched the video first. So it kind of was like a shock value. I'm like, whoa, Beyonce's going there. This is a big message. But I'm happy she went there. I think she struggles with, this is just a guess, it's not like she's spoken out about this. I think she struggles with criticism of how light her skin is and the blonde hair and not standing up for black people. You know, there's all kinds of criticism that comes out about her from both sides, I think. And I think it's not easy to be her when, you know, if predominantly white people are buying your music and then the black people are like, you're not black enough. Like, I think it's a tough place to be. And I think she wanted to be like, I'm repping for my people today. And there's a lot to talk about, and there's high race relation things going on right now. And I'm happy she went there, and I thought it was extremely artistic. She looked amazing in every single scene. I don't think I understood what every single scene was about. I'm not sure if we were supposed to understand, but beautiful video overall. I love the message, and slay.
I love you, Megan. That was good. You got some good points. I'm ready to rant, of course, but you got some good points. Go to her. Yes. Here's the deal. My first reaction, I'm the black person on the panel. If you guys can see us on the podcast. I was like, oh, she's black now. That was my first reaction. So when you said that, I was like, okay. There's a problem with a lot of black celebrities who suddenly in videos and TV shows and things get a little lighter and lighter and lighter in their looks. It does happen. I always call it the whitening of America, of Black America. And Halle Berry was a little darker when she started, and people were like, they were a little darker. And some of us are. We all come in different hues and shades.
That's how I feel about Ciara.
That her too. So that's another one. And they get a little lighter and they get, like I said, a little blonder. But I have no problem with blonde hair. I used to have blonde hair too. Hair is just hair. But I felt like she's super famous and super popular. She's going to be fine. She don't care about what we think. She's fine. But I think I brought it back for me, because again, I'm a little older than the rest of you. I thought of Madonna and Prince, George Michael. Back in the 80s, they would do videos and things that people just were like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? And they were good videos, like I Want Your Sex Bomb with George Michael was controversial. Madonna had so many controversial videos, of course. Prince wearing, leather and lace and hopping around with, panties on. I mean, it's like, to me, it was all artistic expression. So I give it to Beyonce that's fine. And I think, why not? And it's also people talking. We're talking about it on your show. So I wasn't mad at her at all. The song was catchy. For me, my first reaction was Beyonce's black right now. Okay, I'll take this.
See, I'm all for a message, but from music quality and listening to it on the radio, I'm not into it.
Rants.
Nope. I my first tweet actually after hearing this song was, are we all supposed to pretend that this song is good? I was just not into this song. The video looks cool. I've seen a lot of clips and references. They show a lot of clips and try to point out what it all means. But I'm all for a good video, but this song is not doing it for me.
I agree. I don't particularly care for the song at all. I come from I love Crazy in Love. I love Single Ladies. I love Destiny's Child.
Okay,
So this song to me didn't have that same feel. I'm very impressed in that video. The one outfit she's wearing, the red, top. I mean, her boobies stayed in amazingly.
Yeah.
I'm oh wait, she's turning. They're coming out, but they stayed in. Fantastic. Whoever did the double stick tape.
They did a good job.
Yeah, very good. But here's the thing with the Super Bowl performance. Who is carrying the fan? The fan follows her.
Everywhere she goes.
Now I will say also I think she's an amazing dancer. I thought her dance crew was fantastic. But if you really watch it, it's just a lot of stamping and head whipping.
Yes.
There wasn't much else there. And see, I was more into I love Bruno Mars. I don't know. I just like his style more. If this were recorded, you would see me dancing. Just had a different feel to me, but I don't know. But maybe it is because something like Single Ladies, where that dance has become so iconic. This just didn't do it for me in the same way, but. It's getting people talking. I mean, it's all over now. They're talking about boycotts and riots,
I for my rock stars, and she's a rock star, so to speak, in the loose term or whatever. I want some controversy sometimes.
Yeah,
I kind of like it. I grew up with that.
too.
I miss it sometimes. Everybody's so politically correct and so just or they're super polished and produced that everything's just here it is, and now here's your pop thing, and here it is. Like a little something a little different once in a while.
Well, a lot of people were saying, when I mean a lot of people, I mean people on The View.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
There we go.
Some people on The View were saying that they shouldn't have a message for a family show at the Super Bowl, and it's just too much to put on a platform like that. Look, I don't think her message was that much in anyone's face. I think it was okay to have a little bit of something, but it's. Some people could argue, well, what's too much, what's too little. I think it was okay.
For me, being the black person, of course, because they brought up they were wearing the berets and they were doing some and the fist things.
Yeah.
I just feel we're a young country, and race is something that's still very volatile. It's a hard thing to talk about, and there are many folks who say you shouldn't have any kind of political or racial agenda at any kind of award ceremony or this kind of thing, and. I don't know. I think you're a performer, and these are pop performers. You should be able to express yourself however you want to. I think in a big forum like that. I mean, it was entertainment. First.
No matter what Beyonce did with their agenda there, please, she's a businesswoman.
Yes, she is.
She releases the video Saturday, she performs at the Super Bowl Sunday, and that night she announces the world tour.
Yeah, right. She's not dumb.
She's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
She'll be just fine no matter what happens.
Exactly. I totally agree with you with
She
that.
and Jay and Bay, they'll be fine. And little Blue.
You're not worried at all for family structure, income.
Yeah, she's doing fine. She's a smart cookie.
Yeah.
Just a quick aside. I feel like I'm so fascinated by Beyonce, how removed she is from the business as far as she's so quiet.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything from her except for when she mysteriously drops an album.
Yeah.
And it's
That's true.
And it's she's the only person that does that. Everybody else is all the Twitter and this and that and fighting. I mean, look at Kanye, what a fool. But Beyonce's so quiet and so removed from all of it, and just all right, I've been quietly working on this for 2 years. Boop, there you go. I'm just fascinated by it because no one does it like
I admire
that
that,
right
actually.
now.
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
So there's this story that I'm I just love this story.
Me too.
And James on the panel posted it, and this is the first place I saw it. And then the following day I saw it more and more on Facebook. And I was like, what is this? I love a dramatic story. So the Washington Post, here's the headline. It says, wife crashes her own funeral, horrifying her husband who had paid to have her killed. There you go. There's the story. I was like, what is this? No, this, if you're on social media, you see articles day after day, and it's you kind of pick and choose. You're not going to like everything. You're not going to read everything. You're not going to share it. But this one I was so inclined to check out. So this woman basically, so her husband paid for her to be killed. The guys who was the hitmen didn't do away with her. Then she showed up at a funeral and said, "Look, I'm alive, bitch."
I'm alive, bitches. I'm alive. That's right.
I love it. This to me is a fantasy of a soap opera storyline I wanted to live out in my adulthood. You know what I mean? As someone who grew up watching the soaps, The Returns from the Dead.
Oh,
and,
yes.
You know, Reva Shane coming
yes,
back.
oh,
And then, just so much stuff. Like, this to me is like something I wanted to do in my life. I've always wanted to shine. I've always been fascinated by people who want to go and see their own funeral. Like, I've always been fascinated by that stuff. So this girl really did it. And the guy, you know, he didn't get away with it now, but he did before. And now he's doing 9 years, whatever. But, you know, it's always like, you know, what do you say? There's no body. But he convinced everybody, crying up a storm. I was fascinated by this article. What did you make of it?
Yeah, for me, it was really crazy because I felt like the mind of someone who wants to have somebody killed. Like, what do you do? How do you get in that mindset?
Oh, the mother of your own kids.
It's just so weird. Yeah, but just period. Like, you hire somebody to kill somebody in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've wanted to kill some people, in quotes, in my life, but I've never thought about killing them. Like, actually going at that next step.
Yeah, I'm way too selfish. Like, now he has to sit in jail. Like, no matter how much you don't like someone, it's like, no, like, I'm still better. So
yes, exactly.
That's my thought process. But I would have just loved to have seen her walk in.
Yes.
And what he, like, his facial expression.
What do you wear? What do you wear?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Make sure your hair's dead. Yes.
Like, I am fascinated. Like, I would want to go to my own funeral. So the fact that she got to go is beyond to me.
Yes.
I bet she looked amazeballs. And then the part of the story that stuck with me was her husband needing to physically touch her to see that she was real. I mean, that's how twisted this whole thing got. And I'm like, I can just picture him touching her, what do you say, her shoulder or something? Like, just touching it lightly, and he jumped back like, ooh, like got hysterics.
You get what you get, you ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go to my own funeral, but I've always been fascinated to be there with people's reactions when they hear I died. I mean, I was curious to see what people's reactions would be when they first hear that James Lott Jr. is dead. I wonder what that would be like.
I wonder, did they do like a fake search? Because usually if there's no body, though, there's like a big investigation around that. I don't know. It like, or were people like, okay, she's gone, and we'll plan the funeral. I don't know. That's...
Yeah, all I can think of was on The Young and the Restless when Gina Tognoni took over the role of Phyllis and she flung open the door at the church. I assume I just picture like a church and this one coming in like a big like white whatever they wear. You know, like I'm fascinated by it. I just think it's so cool.
That's reason, I don't usually share these kind of stories, but that was one I thought I ended up laughing. I was like, it's just like your thing went wrong, sir. So now you go to prison and your wife's alive, and she's so positive. She's like, "Oh, I'll get married again."
Yeah,
sure.
She's still celebrating Valentine's Day like us.
Yes,
she's out there looking for a man.
The human spirit.
I think I'd be done with men after that.
Me too. Yes.
So in the spirit of our Love It, Hate It show, I saw an article on BuzzFeed.com, and the title of it is 27 Things You Hated as a Child But Love Now. And, of course, it's exactly what it sounds like, 27 things in BuzzFeed's own way, and, you know, it kind of makes you feel a little, for me, maybe feel like a little grown up. Because I was like, but there's still things on this list I'm still not feeling. So we'll talk about that in a second.
Of course.
But what about you, James? What about you? What are you thinking?
What's funny is that I was a weird kid, and I liked most of the things. I liked naps, and I liked salads when I was a kid and stuff. But what made me laugh was that, number one, the opposite sex. Made me chuckle on that one. Which I did go with women for a while. Obviously, I have kids. But the third one, the one I was talking about was the banish to your room. Okay, so I'm one of 1,000 kids. And so my mother would just get mad at us and go, okay, you go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. And I was always banished to the bathroom.
Aww.
It was like so boring. And then my younger brother, JR, was always banished to the room with the toys. I'm like, that's not fair. I was always in the bathroom. Like, what am I going to do in the bathroom?
Were there magazines at least?
No.
That's a bummer.
I know. I was like, so I was always banished to a room I didn't care for.
Yeah, there's really not much.
I think documentaries is on that list.
Yes.
Oh, Making a Murderer. I didn't see sunlight for 3 days. So fantastic. Love documentaries
I
now.
love documentaries.
Yeah, you're scrolling through. Let's see what.
But see, I did like when I was a kid too because I saw one on collecting vinyl when I was a kid and it inspired me to collect vinyl. So I mean, I liked that actually. So
there's one about getting practical gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, total. I mean, just give me something I will actually use.
I was maybe that's why I'm an organizer now. Yeah. I always liked practical gifts.
See, as a kid, I didn't like taking naps. In fact, I remember telling my mom as a child, There's no need for a nap if you get a good night's sleep. It's a waste of time during the day.
Wow.
Now, if I have the opportunity to take a nap, I love. There's nothing better.
There's nothing like it.
I took one yesterday.
You know,
I took one from 2 to 2:30, and it was like the best thing on earth.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was the
Very best. Like, just the just to even have the option to be able to be like, you know what? I can lay down right now and sleep. Like, that is priceless to be able to sleep.
And you stopped it on the talking about your day. I had a big mouth as a child also, so I had no problem telling my business as a kid. I'm actually the opposite now. I actually have slowed down telling my business, but as a kid, I talk about everything.
Oh, me too. I used to love to hold court around the dinner table, like Jennifer this and Jenny that and Jennifer R. Blah blah blah. Like I was super into it, and I actually loved salads as a kid, which was weird.
Yeah,
that was like after school snacks were either like a bag of potato chips or I was making a salad, which is so weird. But do you guys remember that Catalina dressing?
Yes.
Oh my god, I would make a salad with Catalina dressing. It's so weird.
My grandmother Lott had a garden here in LA, and so she lived 10 blocks from me, so I used to always get fresh vegetables.
If you want to look at any of them while we're talking.
I read them, so I was
right.
But and being left alone, I was one of those latchkey kids in the 70s. So we were always left alone, and we actually liked it. It was like the parents are away; they're at work, so it was kind of good for us.
Right.
Fun when they're not.
Yes.
Well, as a kid, I also didn't like the news, and I like following like MSNBC and Rachel Maddow. And I never thought I would watch those shows, but there's some things on that list. Like I said, I'm still not impressed. Salads, absolutely not. I will never order a salad. I do not have any. I mean, I'm not into finishing vegetables. Even to this day, I don't take them. I don't even doggy bag them. No thanks.
Wow,
No.
I love vegetables. Sometimes sometimes on a hot day, I need a cold salad.
Yes. Yep.
It's like nothing else really. It's like because when it gets hotter, I'm less hungry. I'm less. I don't want anything heavy. And sometimes there's bad salads out there too. I've gone places where there are bad salads, but there's places when you get a really good salad where the lettuce is really good and the ingredients all work together.
Oh, totally.
And the dressing. Oh my God, good night. I love it. Love it. So, yes.
Long car rides is on there.
Yes.
I didn't mind them as a kid, but I mean, we live in LA. Everything's a long car ride. I'm good.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not enjoying any type of long car ride. That's not enjoyable to me
I
at
have
all.
a long car ride 6 days a week. Like I'm good.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. So mine too. Mine was the opposite. I didn't mind them as a kid. I don't like them now. And then taste of alcohol. Well, I did grow up with hippie parents in the 70s, so I liked the taste of alcohol back then. It was like, a little beer, it's okay back then. Explains everything now, of course, but yes.
Oh yeah, I hated. Oh my god, I remember my dad letting me taste alcohol. I was probably 3 years old. I tasted his beer. He's like, "You want to taste it? It tastes just like apple juice." You know the whole like reverse psychology deal. And I just remember like spitting it out on the carpet.
Oh, wow. Okay, well,
I'm not a beer drinker because of the same thing.
Yeah.
I said, I never need to try this again. I'm good. I don't order beer, which is hard, especially if you're on a budget, because beer is cheap. And then I need to buy like a top shelf cocktail, so everybody else has 3 drinks at the price of 1 for me.
That's so funny. Now, you mentioned she stopped at haircuts, actually. Now, for me, as a black person, it was a rite of passage. Like those movies, Barbershop, were the truth for me. We always went to black barbers on a Saturday afternoon. And for me, I was excited to go and sit there and hear the older guys talk to each other. Oh, can you say that? Stuff to each other. And there's always like a Jet magazine with the Jet Beauty in the center and Ebony and all that stuff. And I just remember as a kid, it was something we did like a couple Saturdays a month. And we had to go really far out into the ghetto to go there. But once we got there, it was like a sanctuary.
Right.
And there was like all these black men, these older black men telling these stories to the younger black men and talking crap to each other. And it was a rite of passage, so I always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love haircuts because I get compliments and attention. And
I gave you one when I came in.
as soon as I met James, that was the first thing he said. I'm currently rocking the Robin Wright House of Cards haircut, and I love it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. And so, like, right now it's a little bit longer. It's been growing out. I got a little bit of, like, flip in the back.
Okay.
And I am not even kidding. Like, in the last week, a few people have said, "Oh, you got your hair cut." I'm like, "No, it's just growing out." And then I'll go and get it cut, and I'll get even more compliments. So really, it's been a good cut for me for a while. But I always look forward to going because, I really like it.
Well, getting a haircut is the only time I feel like I'm going through any type of like real therapy, because I'm not, I won't go on my phone because I'm like, look, I can sit here for 30 minutes. I don't need to be on my phone for this.
Me too.
So I do sit there and I just kind of really think about everything, That's kind of the one, that and the shower. It's the only time I can do a little bit of me time, really, because I'm always distracted by something.
But for me, I take my glasses off and I can't see anything. I'm blind. So it really is time for myself. I take my glasses off, I close my eyes, and let the guy do what he needs to do. And you're right. I don't have my phone on me. I don't do anything. It's a good time. And he puts the hot towel on me afterwards. I'm just like,
I love that.
You're listening to Grant's Rants. Please rate, subscribe, and share on iTunes and social media. Spread the word. There are a lot more rants to come. Follow us on Twitter at Grants__rants. And now for the one-on-one.
With Valentine's Day around the corner, not everyone can be happy on the holiday. And there are some people who just, I don't know if they'll ever be. So we have a panel here that is going to get into some advice that we can give to celebrities that are unlucky in love. And we have a professional life coach on the panel, our very own James Lott Jr. So if he can't get them in line, it's hopeless. So let's give some advice to celebrities that really, really need it. And I can say this because I could use some help myself. I'm going to Brittany, but, the bed is going to be cold at the end of the night. Actually, it might not be because I might be sleeping next to a stranger because I'm going with a friend for his birthday and I don't know all of his friends.
Oh.
To Vegas.
Okay.
So, I might want the bed to be cold because I don't know these people.
Right.
Lesbian superstar Rosie O'Donnell is in need of some help. This girl has gone through marriages, breakups, custody battles. She's single again. She's rumored to see this one and that one. People we didn't even know were lesbians. It's like,
yes.
So it's like, all right, what do we tell her? There's rumors that the daughter put out there that she's addicted to pot. I think she's got a lot of vices. My advice to her is she's got to completely reel it in and get clean and then reevaluate. You got to work on yourself before you can get with somebody else. That's my advice to you, Rosie.
Right. I felt horrible about the whole Chelsea thing last year. I think that was just really sad. But yeah, I miss the Rosie O'Donnell show. I miss that Rosie and being in love with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just, she's having some issues. For me, what I've seen is she gets with these women and it's these huge blended families and there's so much focus on that and then all of a sudden they're done. And I always think about the kids and just what that dynamic is. It's so messy. I don't know. It just makes me sad when I think about it.
It's a bad habit to be all in with someone and then all out immediately.
Yeah.
That's a bad habit to have. Megan, what do you think?
I think I remember a lot of her stories about feeling like such an abandoned child from her mother's death from cancer. And then I feel like all of that pain manifested in she had to have all these adopted kids to fill up her life with love. And I feel like she's focused so much on her career and being successful that way more time and focus should have been on those kids. Having kids is a full-time job, and I think everyone in this country is so obsessed with looking successful and being successful and material success and trying to fill up holes in your life with that kind of stuff where, having kids should be your full-time job. If that's what you're so all about, then let that be your life. Don't be worried about the next big gig you need to get and, play you're trying to write and you're producing this and that and should I do a comedy show? Yeah, just as I think she needs to totally take a step back from the business and focus on the family life.
Just real quick, Rosie, do you remember she had that amazing NBC show before Thanksgiving? The variety show.
Yeah.
The worst thing I've ever seen. But I live for anything that's a disaster and entertaining at the same time.
It was horrible.
I live for stuff like that. Now, James, a professional opinion. Rosie O'Donnell. What do you say to her?
I think Megan hit it on there, and it stems from her mother. It stems from her mother's death and wanting to grow up and create the family you feel like you didn't have. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the problem with her is that she's meeting these girls who also she's in the entertainment business. So you're meeting these girls, it's very heightened, everything is accelerated because you're all in the entertainment business. I'm going to make a family, I'm going to get together. And I think what she needs to do is to really look at that, like really, really deep down, feel the pain, the full pain of the loss of her mother. Mm-hmm. That's where it starts. They always tell you in coaching to start with, you have to start from the center. And I think where her center is that loss of her mother. Mm-hmm. And because Madonna talks about it a lot in her stuff, because she lost her mother too. And I have friends who've lost their mothers at young age, and that's something you never get over, a mother or a father, and you try to recreate that. So that's her problem, because you both hit it, where it's very much family stuff. It's not her just dating a lot. It's like, I'm going to get married and have a family and get together, and I got 10 kids, and it's all about trying to recreate that, and she needs to stop and really look at what that stems from. All this other stuff is just extraneous stuff that she's doing to numb the pain.
Exactly.
Yeah, very smart, very smart. Let's see if we can solve Sherri Shepherd's problem.
Oh my God.
Sherri, the recipient of the Sherri Shepherd Award for Excellence in Ignorance in 2015. Sherri, she has a stray child out there that
I feel really bad.
to...
That whole situation is so awful.
I just sit on my hands because I have my own rant about Sherri Shepherd.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot to say. I mean, Sherri, I don't have any advice for you.
I'm not a fan of hers at all, and I
wonder why.
Yeah, I just think she's not very smart. I have no problem saying that on public record. But I actually met her when I stepped on her foot. We were actually going by. It was behind the scenes at Dancing with the Stars, and we were going behind the bleachers. And she was going this way with Eric Roberts, and I was going another way. You can't see it, of course. We're on a podcast, and all of a sudden I hear "ow." So it was a really tight space. And I went, I said, it's Sherri Shepherd. I saw the boobs first. She's like shaped like a question mark, like big boobs, like nothing else. No ass or anything. So I was like, oh my God.
I'm loving this story.
I was like, oh my God. And she goes, baby, I'm so sorry. I said, I wasn't watching where I was going. And I was like, I was. And then Eric Roberts goes, nice voice, man. I'm like, thank you, Eric Roberts. And then I kept on going.
Wow.
So that was I was like, I stepped on her foot and it made me very happy. I tweeted that afterwards. I was very happy.
Oh, I thought she was going to do something that you didn't like.
No, I was living, but stepping on her foot. It made me very happy. I stepped on her foot.
But what's your life coach advice for her hot mess, though?
I don't know if there's any help for her at all. I
said the same thing.
I really think that she's trying to put on an act for public and for her and what she thinks her brand is. But like, where's the real person? Because like the whole baby thing it's just a weird scenario.
It's so weird.
It's so bizarre.
To me, that all comes down to money, and that speaks to her character.
Thank you, exactly.
And it's unfortunate because I loved her on 30 Rock.
Okay.
On 30 Rock, No, I mean, I don't really have too much of an opinion about her, like, outside of that. I mean, I do think it's sad, the child issue and she not wanting to be involved. But, like, in 30 Rock, she was so funny, and she was really good in that role, and... so I don't know. It's just hard for me to like differentiate because I see her as Angie fighting with Tracy Morgan all the time. But she needs help.
I just don't have any advice for her. I just really don't.
I don't either. I don't think she should be in a relationship right now. I mean, after that terrible marriage, I mean, she doesn't know how to pick them.
Do you guys remember? I just remember her bullying that man into marrying her.
I think so.
I love what a mess.
It was like Star Jones and her husband.
Oh my God! I know.
Oh my God!
Another classic.
Oh yes, and I didn't like Star Jones either. Another one I didn't like.
Oh man!
What a mess.
Yes.
Well, you think that's a mess? Next on this list, Lindsay Lohan.
I like her. I'm sorry, I like her.
Oh, I'm a huge Lohan fan. The whole family.
Go last.
Yeah, I'll go last. You guys go first. I like her. You guys go first.
Okay. Well, first of all, we need a follow-up to that documentary.
Yes. Yes, I watched every episode.
I mean, when she pulled that I had a miscarriage.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Insane.
And I remember you and I talking about it. Maybe I called into AfterBuzz or something.
You did, yes.
But I remember there was the episode where the movers came. They moved everything into her apartment. She was overwhelmed. Hello, it's called a move. It's normal. There's boxes everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing. And she made the movers take everything back out of the apartment. Like, something is not right. That's not what you do. Oh, and then she like brought all the clothes to like donation Goodwill, and then she used the money that she got to buy new clothes. Like there's just something, it's awful. Something's wrong with her.
Yeah.
Has she been linked to anyone recently?
Not really.
No, right? I
No,
haven't heard anything.
She crosses both ponds, you know, with men and women.
If you will, yeah.
You know, I think, Sam Ronson,
Sam
say what you
Ronson,
want.
that's right.
But I think maybe that she needs to settle with women because she's got so many men that are just drive-bys. I mean, really. So
'cause she's got
Sam
those
she was
great
with a long time. They
movies.
lived together in Venice.
That's what it is.
I don't know. I mean, maybe is this someone who should not be? We all know someone that should not be in a relationship.
Well, here's the thing. I think she needs to be like a lifelong member of some like Alcoholics, whatever, anonymous. Like she's probably should go to like 12 blank anonymous meetings a week. The problem is, I think she kind of has some major mental problems from the way she was brought up. Her mom's a basket case. Her dad's a major basket case. And she's just not normal. Like, her view of reality is so skewed, which you could see by watching that Oprah show. Just insanity, the way there's like some manic behavior all the time. There's always something. And I think that she's the type of person that to get back to a reality state is going to be a lot of work. And obviously she shouldn't be in any type of relationship until that happens. And I don't think it's ever going to happen, honestly. I don't.
Well, I want to introduce the mother to the panel. I have a framed photo of Dina is coming.
Bedside.
This is bedside in the house.
Wow.
That's
So if you're going to insult Dina's parenting, say it to her face.
Dina, you're a spotlighting whore. No, here's the problem: is she always wanted to be famous, and she was just a stage. She was a stage mom, and her kid made it. And I mean, it's such a good lesson for everyone.
Do you know that in The Parent Trap, she made them put her as an extra at the pool when the father fell into the pool?
Yes.
She's laid out.
That
as an
scene
extra.
and in the airport.
Oh,
yes,
you know.
I read about that. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
you can see her in the background.
That's what I love about her. She make that money, get scrappy.
Totally. But can I tell you, anytime The Parent Trap is on, I watch it. It's just one of those movies, like, I cannot go one more channel up because it was Lindsay, like, she was so good in that movie. And, like, up until Mean Girls, everything was, okay. I mean, that's when she started to kind of change, but I just look back, I was like, she really was talented. Like, she really was good.
Yeah.
She was.
Just
All
so
right,
sad.
James, the professional opinion. Lindsay, what do you say? What do you tell her?
I actually am rooting for Lindsay. I'm a big Lindsay fan, actually. I think because like what Marie just said, she's super talented. I think I think she's actually a smart person, but she's smart for her own good. And I think that drugs and alcohol, again, stems from the parents, stems from the upbringing. I know. Hey, Dina. Hey, girl. The thing with Dina, which is really funny about her too, is I know parents who, because I also raised children myself, so I know parents who live their lives through their children. And so I think that whole family actually needs counseling, like true counseling, not just like, no Dr. Drew because he's tired. He needs several seats himself. He'll show up to an opening of an envelope, done with him. And I think we need like some real people to sit down with them, including the younger sister, Allie, and the brother, get them all in a room and just have like a knockdown, drag out session. And it stems with Michael and it stems with Dina. And I think that'll help begin the process with Lindsay and the kids to kind of at least look with themselves. Again, you need to get back to center. You need to get back to center where it starts, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah, getting back to center, true.
It starts from the top.
Yeah.
Everything starts from the top.
Yeah.
Any problems I had were with my parents too, and I found a way to work all that out through therapy and other means.
Well, we have one more person who really needs our advice.
I could rant on this one too. Chris
Brown. This guy, allegedly gang-related, which makes it even better. I mean, let's talk about someone who really just shouldn't be in a relationship. Anyone that he pulls into that web it's going to end as poorly as possible. This is someone like Michael. These girls should go the other way. However, he's a lot younger than Michael, has more money than Michael, so there's a lot more attraction there. What do we say?
Women love him. It's so amazing to me. He's not good. He's not, and I don't think he's sincere. No. I didn't buy any of his apologies or anything. I didn't buy his bow tie in the Larry King interview or whatever. I just don't buy any of it. I felt like his antics are so disingenuous. He's just so like yelling at fans, not buying his album that one time. It's just like he's so like I don't buy it. I think he feels like he's higher than other people. So that's kind of weird.
You know that like viral YouTube video from a few years ago with like the bride dancing down the aisle? I still love that so much, but it's to his song. And I always have like these mixed feelings about it because I'm like, and then he went and like beat Rihanna. So I'm just like, but I love that video so much, but I'm like, I can't look at it or listen to it.
He's talented. No, he's talented.
Yeah, but it's really hard because I feel like he's just totally tarnished his reputation. So
he's a twisted web around. A twisted web
because he's a seriously talented dancer and a great singer. I can't support him anymore. I just can't do it. He continuously does things that's just to me is just not kosher.
I'm sick of hearing his name come up because I feel like I never know of a new song from him. I only know of the latest, why he's in the news, what he did wrong this time. And the whole mess with having the kid in the mix who's not, who wasn't the girlfriend at the time, the baby mama wasn't the girlfriend at the time, and the whole, I just can't. It's so crazy to me how in our society there's really not repercussions for, breaking someone's heart and being reckless and all these terrible things that he's, constantly doing. You only get in trouble if you hit someone. And it's kind of like, this kid's such a mess. I mean, he needs therapy. I don't know. I
feel bad for him because he could really have a good life.
Yeah, he could.
He could have a good, long music career and be respected. He started off young as a youthful fan base. And, there's just very little hope for him as well.
He has got his own way. That's my coaching advice. He needs to get out of his own way and actually learn to be sincere again and focus on just the music and the dancing. I mean, I look at someone like Kanye, who when he opens his mouth, I want to slap him. But I have every single album of his. I think he does music that's sonically better than most people in the last 10, 15 years. I think he comes out with great content. It's just his personal life, I want to slap him.
Yeah, totally.
Well, let's wish these people a happy Valentine's Day.
Come find me at thesuperorganizer.com. I will help you.
Well, let's switch gears really quickly.
Yes.
And let's talk about something that we love. And, of course, in the Grants way, it's always going to be TV and pop culture and things like that. We're not going to go too deep with this Hollywood after all. So let's talk about the current TV show that we are in love with. Marie.
Aside from the People versus
OJ, yeah.
Okay, well, I will say there's two, actually. Monday nights on NBC, Superstore and telenovela.
I love telenovela.
I am so into them. First of all, if you're also driving, this is such an LA comment, but if you're on Forest Lawn and you're turning onto Barham by Warner Brothers, you can see they made a fake Cloud9 Superstore front.
Yeah.
So it's their kind of version of a Kmart or Walmart type of thing, and it's really funny because it's just a wall and there's nothing behind it, which is funny. But I love America Ferrera. I think she's awesome. Sister of the Traveling Pants, of course. I've been a huge fan of hers for a long time. But the show is just genuinely funny. It kind of has that, The Office type of feel. And it's just really good. And, I mean, anyone who works in any type of office with a group of people with different personalities can appreciate it.
I went to the set of that show, actually.
Oh,
and it's
cool.
a total store. It's got the ceiling tiles. It looks just like a store. They even have, the back entrance to the studio, the side doors on studios. Yeah. It was it looked like you were going to, the bathroom.
Right.
It looks like, you go down a hallway and there's, a poster for the store. Yeah. No one really puts up a poster that, except in a store. So it was really, actually, really cool. Yeah.
America's great. I liked her in Real Women Have Curves. I liked her in Ugly Betty.
She's amazing. That show is before its time. I miss that show.
I totally agree.
So that and telenovela, I love Eva, of course, but it is just so genuinely funny. It's just really good. Because sometimes there's shows it's it's the behind the scenes of a show on a show. Yeah. It can be a little ridiculous, but she's made it really good. And just the very first episode, just how they set it up, where her ex-husband comes back to be on the telenovela with her. I love it. And you guys love soap operas, so I'm sure.
And also, I'm also half Latino, so I watch telenovelas, so I know I grew up with them. I got to interview Jaden Douglas at AfterBuzz. She plays Lexi. She plays the oh my god, like she's kind of like the young blonde Latina, and she's great. And she talked about how the show is Eva is just like wonderful. Alex Vanessa, she plays all the big hair. It's such a great show. I love that show.
Yeah.
All right,
really
James,
good.
what's kept?
That was almost my choice. I scratched it out. I wrote telenovela. I scratched it out. Seriously.
We are seriously on the same wavelength.
I know.
Amazing,
And I did write down, but I wanted to mention something else instead. I'm glad you mentioned it. Married at First Sight on FYI. For some reason, I got so hooked. You know, a lot of these cable shows will show mini marathons on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday evening, and I get home tired from doing my jobs at AfterBuzz. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch some bad TV, and I'm like, oh, okay. I got hooked last season. I'm hooked this season. They married at first sight. It's a train wreck. It's 6 weeks. I'm all in. All in.
Yeah.
How did you find the FYI network? Because Cocktails with Chloe is on there. And I'm like, I don't even know what the FYI network is.
One of my
I
favorites.
crossed out Cocktails with Chloe.
Good thing, because you know what? You know you're on this show.
Yeah. Seriously.
We are.
We're not talking about those people. No, we can't. I don't care. But I mean, if that's what you love.
But you're so funny. No, I didn't know what. I mean, I just was going through channels. I'm like, FYI. Like,
let me tell you, I am fully invested in this new tiny house movement, captivating the country. And they have many a show to offer me in that whole arena. So I'm very happy with the FYI network. But my current fave show is not a new show. But it is currently in season. Okay. The Little Couple.
Oh, you like that?
I love that.
Every week I have to tune in and have my good cry session.
I didn't know this about you.
When are you ever going to see a reality show that's positive? And I've never seen two more positive people in my life. And for them to be so accomplished and so positive, facing so many obstacles, like physical and health-wise.
Yeah, she had
it's like,
cancer.
of course, they have dwarfism on top of, she's getting cancer. He needs back surgery. It's all these things, and they never complain, and they're so positive and sweet. And then they adopted these two children with dwarfism who are cute as buttons. And I just can't take the cute factor. And it's like every week I gotta have my little cry session, get back in line and get positive again. Just using their good vibes to refocus and be like, this is what matters.
I love watching it because they go to the children's museum and they just go on the slide.
It's
that's it. There's no drama. There's no fighting.
They're just taking the kids around for Halloween trick or treating, or they're just going and getting a chocolate shake because the kids had to go to the doctor and get shots. And it's so basic. But to see just anyone's everyday life presented as fully joy, I think it's so refreshing.
Well,
do you think Bill and Jen are listening to this that they are? I want them to be a part of it next time.
Shout out to the Kleins, we love you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cute.
Well, you guys enjoy TV that means something.
Yes, totally.
TV that I love. I gotta say, loved Celebrity Big Brother. I was so into that show. It got me through a time where I had a lot of time on my hands.
How'd you see it?
And it was on every day. It was on YouTube and a couple different bootleg sites, not torrented.
Is this UK?
Streamed.
Yeah, UK,
Right. But it was just, and of course, New York was on there, which leads me to my real favorite show, which has not aired yet.
I don't know.
But it's coming out, the VH1's Family Therapy. I just can't. I've looked at everything there is. I can't wait. Dina and Michael are on the show, and then it cuts to Tiffany and her mother in New York screaming and biting. So that couple, they're going down the slide at the Children's Museum. But these people are going over a roller coaster with no track, and so I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be such a disaster. I've talked about it constantly.
And Michael have to do therapy on TV together.
Yes.
This is so good.
Yeah,
this is so bad that it's going to be so good.
It's going to be
a
mess.
Why are they embarrassing themselves like that?
They get paid. They're getting paid.
That's so sad.
What channel is that going to be on?
Oh, VH1. All right, let's take a look at what movie that we loved. What movie did we love recently that caught our attention? I'll go first. I saw the Oscar-nominated movie Brooklyn. I had a chance to look at that.
With Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah.
So that's right.
Not Sour.
Yes.
I was so impressed with her performance, the pace of the story, the way it was shot. I just thought it was really well done. And I am not a movie person, and I usually don't even bother unless if it's something big, like I did to go see Star Wars. But this movie, I was kind of curious to see, and it did not disappoint. I recommend it. I really do. It was a good one.
I'm not even going to see it.
I saw The Martian over the weekend. It was so good. I loved it. You know, it's one of those where it's 2.5 hours long, so you have to really invest.
Oh, that is an investment.
But in like literally the first 5 minutes, I was in. And partially because it's like Matt Damon, who, let's be honest, of the Matt and Ben friendship, I love him.
Me too.
Just, you know, how could Ben do that to beautiful Dimples? I get so annoyed just thinking about it. But just within like the first like 2 minutes, and I'm not, you know, giving anything away, but like his crew, they're on Mars and they think he's dead, and so they just leave. I mean, and then he's there by himself, and it's just like the fact that he's so smart, obviously, and he's a scientist and he can like figure out a way to sustain his life on Mars was so interesting. And I mean, I highly recommend it. And I know it won like best comedy at the Golden Globes.
What the F?
Yeah, and they do that, I think, and I had read this article about it, just to get the other movies like into, and they should just make like the drama category, you know, 6 movies or whatever. But it was so well done and really gripping, because sometimes when movies are that long, I am just like done, but I loved it.
I didn't like Interstellar at all.
I didn't even see it. I heard it was very long.
I was not into it, so that's why I was turned off from watching this movie. But it sounds like this is a better experience.
Yeah, and the cast is great. Like, Kristen Wiig is in it, but she's like the director of PR, and so they're trying to spin it. Like, how do they not let the American public know that, like, they left someone on Mars? So she plays this, like, serious role, very different from, like, the Target lady. You know, it's like a totally different type of role.
Yeah, I love it.
And the cast is really, really good. So I highly recommend that one. See it. Yeah.
So Star Wars was the last movie I was bananas over. More recently, I saw one of the top, let's say, it's going to be in the final category presented on Oscars night. And I was so not impressed. I didn't hate it by any means, but I was like, ugh. So I'm going to let it remain nameless because I don't want to hate. But Star Wars, I was so beyond thrilled because when's the last time I was that excited at the movies? I like thought it was that great. Like, I feel like it's been a long time. As a kid, I watched all the previous Star Wars. I think I saw the 3. What years did those come out? Episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, like the early 2000s. With
I
Natalie
think
Portman,
I saw all 3 of those as well, and I kind of only liked the very last one because I was like, well, at least I explained how Darth Vader got to be the Darth Vader. Wasn't impressed with those. So I think like I was like, oh my god, a Star Wars movie I really liked, and like now I get the fandom. Like I was very impressed.
Yeah, it was great.
I've seen every single Star Wars in the theater.
Okay.
The first one came out when I was 8 years old, so I've seen every single one. I can actually claim that.
Right. Well, what are you loving?
But the movie that I picked though is a documentary.
Oh, okay.
And I saw it this weekend, and it was I highly recommend it. It's by Spike Lee, and it's called Michael Jackson From Motown to Off the Wall. And they chronicle, and they have footage I've never seen. I grew up with Michael Jackson and Jackson 5. They showed footage I've never seen before. It talks about how Michael became a man, basically, before Thriller, before all that happened. Off the Wall was his first solo album as an adult that set the standard. And it shows this whole progression from being this kid, because him and Jermaine were actually the co-leads in the Jackson 5. And they were great voices, but Michael had it. They showed this footage. He could tap dance. He was tap dancing with the Nicholas brothers. He could do ballet. He could do when he premiered. I remember watching it as a kid when he premiered on Soul Train. He premiered the actual like robots. And the Jacksons are looking at him like, what are you doing? They didn't know what he was doing.
Wow.
And it changed his whole career. Just doing that one performance made it to the next. So, and making the album, having Quincy Jones, who's a jazz producer, and also to do an album with Michael Jackson. I mean, he was a child star. We forget that he wasn't the biggest person in the world yet. He was a child star, and all those songs. My favorite song is ABC, but and it's just that and Spike Lee did a great job. He got everybody to talk about Berry Gordy, to Suzanne DePass, to Saida Garrett, and he just got everybody in there to talk about him. It was a great documentary.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it is.
Oh, yeah, I have to see it.
I feel like Spike Lee is so vocal about all of his work. I'm surprised I haven't heard it.
That's true too. But he also did Bad 25, which I haven't seen yet. Making the Bad album.
What artist or song are you really feeling? What are you in love with? Some music came out in the new year, so we got some stuff to pick from. Love it or hate it. So let's see what we love. What are you thinking?
Well, anytime Justin Bieber's Sorry is on the radio, I can't help it. Like, I love the music video and I can't help it dancing. But I actually, I do like some country music, I will admit. Some of the songs I think are just beautiful. Yeah. And there was a guy on the radio last week, I'd never even heard of him. His name is Thomas Rhett. And the song is called Die a Happy Man. And it is beautiful. So I highly recommend listening to it because I really, really love it. And I've been listening to it nonstop for like the last week. It's a really great song. So, yeah, it's funny how sometimes I just have the radio on in my car and then all of a sudden I'm like, now I have this new song that I love. So, yeah, I recommend it.
On the Justin Bieber tip, I've been very much enjoying Love Yourself, I believe is the title of the song. Okay. So Ed Sheeran wrote that song, and I think it's beautiful. The kid can really sing. And I enjoy, a girl that was on his album with him is kind of doing a cover version currently on a radio tour where she substitutes Go and Love Yourself with Go and F Yourself. So that's another great version of it. But I do the thing in the car where I'm like trying to like karaoke along to it, and I'll hold my ears so you can like actually hear your own voice. And I'm like, I sound like effing garbage, but I want to be so good. Like, I know I really like a song when I'm like, should I do this like karaoke? You know, and I can't sing. But that's how much I like the song that I want to perform it at karaoke, but I can't. So
that's so funny. That part when he says, "My mama don't like you," and she likes everyone. I like harmonize with it. That sounds so amazing.
No, I harmonize with the chorus, and I'm like, oh, I got this. And then if I plug one ear, I don't got that. No.
Well, I love, in this case, the Chainsmokers. I mentioned them before.
Oh, yes. That song is great.
Yeah, but they've got a new one out that recently came out. They dropped it last week, and it's called Don't Let Me Down. And I think it's pretty cool. It's a good listen. It's like their music paints a picture for me, and it's a very like Metro. Like I see, like the time lapse of like the 101 coming around the bend. You know what I mean? Like I see like like a drone shot of downtown LA. So it's like I don't know. I see like different things when I listen to music. And I like it. And it's upbeat, and I love everything they do. Like I just love them. I was thankful for them in the Thanksgiving episode. So it's just coming full circle. So I'm still in love with the Chainsmokers. Yes.
Here's the ancient portion of the show, because I feel so old. I'm like, I don't get Justin Bieber and that stuff. But right now I've been listening to a lot of Neil Young.
Oh, nice.
I grew up with him. Well, I grew up with him. I grew up with his music. There's a song called "Old Man" that really it talks about, he's talking about his father and how he's turning into kind of like his father, and he kind of wishes. It just the lyrics just get Harvest Moon. All this. I've been listening to a lot of his stuff right now. That's just speaking to me. But a song that I really love is from Gallivant. I love the show. I loved it. And the song is with my girl Kylie Minogue, and it's called "Off with the Shirt." I've been playing it to death. The song is so funny.
It sounds fun.
It's a lot of fun. She's in the show. I was watching, I'm like, it's Kylie Minogue. Oh my God. She was also in San Andreas. I was like, my girl Kylie's showing up everywhere. I'm a big Kylie fan, as you can see. But the song is so hilarious, and it fit the actual parody of Gallivant, and I love that. So
is John Stamos still in that? In Gallivant?
Gallivant. He came on for last season. I didn't even come on this season, but everybody's so good at it.
I love Kylie. Still can't get you out of my head with that white outfit she wore. Just my whole middle school career was changed.
I was a huge Spice Girls Kylie fan. So
love it.
Yes.
All right, let's turn the tables on what we're disliking. I called it love it, hate it. Do we really hate these things? Do we have enough passion to hate them?
I do.
Oh, wow. Then I guess we do.
Should we start with you, James?
Hate is a strong word. Okay.
Hating. What TV show are you hating?
Okay, so three of us are in the profession. You should be in the profession. But the three of us are in the profession of hosting. I think you should be a host.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm a side kind of.
Yeah, but I could see you.
I've dabbled.
Marie's great.
Yeah.
You are.
Thank you.
Totally could. But the three of us are. So I do watch some of these shows that are on TV and think, God, how did those people get those jobs? One, The Fit Life. Horrible. I love Tyra, and I was
the Fab Life.
Fab Life. Sorry,
yeah.
that's how much I hate the show.
Yeah.
The Fab Life is just completely boring and awful. And I like Josie, and I don't mind Chrissy Teigen and other stuff. Even Tyra left. I mean, she's just producing it now. It's so bad. Yeah. Also, Hollywood Today. They took one of our former AfterBuzzers out and replaced him with Ross Matthews.
Oh, no.
I didn't know they took him off that show.
Oh, Oh wait, I didn't know that it was a former AfterBuzzer. I
Yeah.
did see
AJ
Ross
Gibson,
replace someone.
Yes. And so he was out.
What
and
channel's that on?
I want to say it's syndicated.
It's syndicated.
I think it's
I
channel
think
11
it-
maybe or something.
I think it airs on. Oh shoot, I forget. Here in LA.
But it has no personality. It's just like the hosts
It's
do
pretty
not stand
dead.
out. They don't stand out.
That's true.
Those two shows, I've been so talking about the Chew and other, those shows do nothing for me. But Fab Life and that one just do nothing for me.
Fab Life got canceled.
Oh yeah,
It's already been canceled.
So
Okay.
yeah, Tyra went to go and take care of her new
She's
surrogate baby.
And celebrity and the Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, right.
At least someone's taking care of their baby.
Yeah. But it was just crazy. It was like she left the show got canceled, and she has a baby now. It's crazy.
So yes, I agree. So.
All right.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't know if there's anything right now that I'm like particularly hating, but I will say I'm a huge awards show season fan. I mean, that is my Super
Me too.
Bowl.
Yeah.
And I can't stand Juliana on the red carpet. She makes me crazy.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I find her to be very awkward. Like, if you remember last year, she was doing, she wanted George Clooney to do a shot with her.
Yeah.
And it was just very uncomfortable. And I did notice this year that they had, I don't know if it was Ryan or, I think it was Ryan, kind of in the main area, at the Golden Globes interviewing. And then they, cut to Juliana, and she was interviewing, Jacob Tremblay, the little 9-year-old kid in the room.
Yeah.
I feel like they gave her the very B list people to interview because maybe they don't know how she's going to react. And overall, I will say this: I do like her as a person. I love her and Bill Rancic
Me too.
together.
I love the show.
And the fact that she battled cancer and they were able to have little Duke, I love that.
Me too.
But there is just something uncomfortable. And last year with Fashion Police, with that whole issue with Zendaya and everything. So every time she's on TV, I get very oh no, what's she gonna say
so
wrong?
funny.
I get really, really anxious. So for me, I'm nervous about the Grammys, the Oscars.
Okay.
It's a very tense time in my
Oh,
brain.
man.
Megan,
Okay, I'll
what
call
about
it
you?
dislike, not hate. Anything my boyfriend's watching. Yeah, really, it's a big long list. So I'll stick to my deal. The Bachelor, I don't get the hysteria over it. I think I'm the only person in the world not watching this show.
I'm not watching it either.
I have tried. I
Me
love
too.
old school reality TV. I have tried with that show. I watched the premiere of this current season. I couldn't get through half of it.
I mean, it's just such a joke with the way that the girls come out and their whole line on the first night, and there's been a
The
whole
gimmicks of
there's
who's
been
a twin. They're
Right.
gonna bring a small horse on the set.
The show
Stupid.
has really, really, really run its course. I mean, the fact that they could make a hit scripted show out of the off-screen theatrics that go on, and people still want to watch it. I don't understand. The jig is up.
It's a huge hit.
I don't understand why people still want to watch this garbage, but I'm not into it. Not feeling it.
I will admit, I have this problem. I have an amazing memory, but with The Bachelor, every Monday night, I'm like, ugh, I hate this. Why am I torturing myself? And by Tuesday, I'm like, oh my God, can't wait till next Monday for the next episode. I find it to be very painful. I do watch it because a lot of my coworkers watch it. And I like being very
that's
in
a
the
big
know.
thing in offices.
I like to talk about it. But it is so bad and so painful. And every year you have the same thing. You have the girl who's really hot, so she can be really mean, but the guy doesn't care because she's so hot. And there's always those kind of stereotypes every season. But it is painful to get through. And I'm very when I have a show I am glued, no phone, no distractions. And I find with The Bachelor, I'm getting up and doing dishes. I can't stay engaged, but it's just so much crazy. I always feel better about myself when I watch it.
Well, I hate watch a lot of TV too. And say it with me, you know what show I hate? The View!
Yeah.
That's like
But
the View.
I also want to say that I really am not enjoying Jimmy Kimmel. I do not like that show.
okay.
That mute, because when I watch The View on Hulu, the very next thing that is programmed to come on is Jimmy Kimmel, and that drum comes on. They have the opening theme. I don't find him funny, and I don't enjoy a lot of the guests that he has on. I love Fallon, I love The Tonight Show, but to me, and I know it's all the same. It's the same topics on the news. It's a white guy in a button-down shirt. But to me, I just do not like it. I just don't like it. I'm not about it.
And I like Jimmy Fallon because of like the games he plays and everything. Although recently in the news, all the injuries, there's the speculation that he has a drinking problem. I'm like, you have it so good. Yeah.
No.
I'm like, you have it so good right now. Like, don't mess it up. So I'm very like, every time I watch him, I'm like hesitant. Like, don't mess it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a Conan O'Brien fan still. So.
Oh, I
love Conan. I still love Conan. I think he's still funny.
Yeah. So a movie that I'm hating isn't even out yet, but everything I've seen about it, I'm not about it at all. And everyone's raving about it, and I want nothing to do with it. This Deadpool movie.
I haven't desired CD there, so.
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Hasn't he already played a different superhero?
Yes.
This is just tired.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern was
They're,
horrible. It was
they're
horrible.
doing so many superhero movies that he's already been a different superhero.
They don't care. They love it. Chris Evans was a different superhero too. He was Fantastic Four, and he's the.
Oh, he's not the same character throughout?
But he was fantastic. He was in the original Fantastic Four series. He was in that as Torch or whatever the name was, and now he's in
Captain America, right?
America.
Okay.
Any of the movies we hating?
Yes, I tried. I couldn't get into Ted or Ted 2.
Oh, I loved Ted.
See, I thought I would love it. I'm like the Talking Bear. I'm in.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm really in. And I didn't. Halfway through each movie, I turned it off.
It wasn't my brand of humor. I skipped the first one. I saw the second one, and I was like, glad I missed the first.
The first one I found very funny. The second one was horrible. Yeah.
I guess there will not be a Ted 3.
No.
Not at this
Hopefully
table.
Not this table. It probably made a lot of money. So who knows?
What artist or song is just way off for us?
Okay, do it.
Off.
Do it. I'm
Megan's
ready too. You do it. Go, Megan.
If someone knows what these lyrics mean, please tell me. But Drake's new song, Jumpman, with Future, is so... All I hear is this, jumpin', 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 blah, blah, blah.
Like, every time I effing love Drake. Like, I would have sex with him. I love all his songs. Like, yes, you're hot.
Wait,
Let's,
did you
like,
used to call him on your cell phone?
Hotline bling. And,
Yeah.
no, I love him. And I just don't understand this most recent song. And Future has a part, I guess it's Future because it said it on my little car stereo where they write who is singing to me.
Yes.
And
I need one of
it
those.
said Future, and there's this part where he's like, Nobu, 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 and I'm like, oh my god, like please. I thought it was like Rick Ross or like, I don't know, one of those kids hanging out with the Kardashians, like Tyga, like I didn't know who it was. But it turns out it's Future, and I don't know what the hell this song means, and I just find it super irritating.
I always think of Drake as Jimmy on Degrassi. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I never used to watch that show.
I used to love that show. So I used to watch it with my daughter. So I was like, you're the guy who got shot and was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. Yeah, same
so
way.
I'm like, and all his songs sound monotone to me. He's saying he does it all in the same voice. But I will say his music's really good. I like his music.
James looks like he's dying to tell us what he's hating in music.
I had a time of death about a month ago. I like to think of myself as someone who's kept current with the current music. And I used to read Billboard magazine when I was a kid, all the way up until a couple of years ago. I looked at Billboard magazine online, and I noticed the top 20 artists. I didn't know who they were.
All 20?
All 20. There was nobody like there was no Rihanna in there, no Beyonce. It was like all these artists who were, I'm like, I don't know any of these people. So I had to call it Time of Death 2015. And then I started listening to some, you can listen to some of the songs.
Yeah.
I feel like an old person. I don't get it. I don't get Fetty Wap. I don't get Tyga or Tyga. Whatever. I don't get any all this music. I'm like, where's Run DMC? Where's Salt and Pepper? I don't get any. Where's In Vogue? No, I don't get any of the music today. I just don't get. I've turned into my parents. I don't get any of the music today at all.
A lot of the music now is very repetitive. A lot like what you were saying, Megan. Like just the same things over and over. And that's how I feel about that Rihanna song. Work.
Yes. Yeah. Work.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And that's basically it. So it's like I was so unimpressed by this that I had to make a Snapchat about it. I don't know if you saw it, but it was on. And I said, well, It's February, and we already have the worst song of the year. And I played it in the background. It is the worst song.
Awful,
It's not
yeah.
good.
It's
So I
really
think we
bad.
can all agree on that.
Yeah.
And Rihanna can do good pop. She's done it before.
Yeah.
The only girl in the world. I mean, all these songs. she's done.
Umbrella.
Exactly. I mean, you know. S&M. I mean, all those songs.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a good one,
she
too.
does good pop
Yeah.
music. I mean, we know she can do it, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
done.
Next. I haven't been impressed with Rihanna, though, in a long time. A lot of the songs we named are not that current. So
I was thinking, like, a few years ago, yes,
just
you're
saying.
right.
Just saying.
Okay, so I did just think of one that I really do not care for, and it's Selena Gomez, Wanna Look Good For You. To me, I look good for myself, thank you. But it's like, I just want to look good for you.
You know what that song? I was so...
Right? It does nothing for it. She has some great songs
She
that
does.
are
Another
really
one.
fun.
I agree.
And that one just does nothing for me.
Selena's got the new one, like, can't keep my head to myself.
Yeah.
She's like whispering. Why is she singing like that?
I'm not into that.
It must be like one of those producer tricks where they like have Britney Spears singing that weird little like.
The cat voice.
It's like
She can't actually sing.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. On Super Bowl.
Can't sing?
Yeah.
What?
On Super Bowl Sunday, or like the day before, I posted my favorite halftime show of all time, which was Aerosmith and NSYNC.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
NSYNC was incredible with their dance moves. Aerosmith came out and rocked it, and then Britney comes out and she's singing like "What This One," and you know it's lip synced and pre-recorded,
Totally.
but even then it sounded like you just realize it's just about her abs and
Yes, and boobs.
those great boobs. I talked about boobs like 12 times. But that's what the focus is. She wore the sock on her arm.
Yes,
and the whole thing.
that was my
But,
favorite outfit.
Yeah, but it
Brittany,
just
I
didn't-
love you. I'll see you in a few days.
Oh, I love Brit. I mean, it's Britney, bitch.
Brett,
I
You're
love
gonna
her.
love
Brett,
it.
I'm coming for you sometime before you
Me too,
retire.
same here, me too. But I just want to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Was it her really singing on Scream and Shout? There's always this rumor it wasn't her voice.
Oh, I wanna scream.
I love that song. I love that song. Is that
I
her?
mean, it's always very.
We don't
like,
want to pay for
She
any of
always
these.
sounds.
realize-
Don't come for
Oh
me.
yeah. I'm doing less than 10 seconds.
Yeah,
of
right,
that
Right, exactly
song.
right. We're talking over it. We're talking over it.
She always sounds so robotic and like
Yes.
with auto tuning and everything. I mean, who knows it? I
The
don't know.
rumor was that it wasn't her, but I'm like, I love the song. so.
I always loved her
I
because
don't
of the
expect-
theatrics of her. Like that's always
Yeah.
been me. Like of course Christina, Jessica
Oh, right,
Simpson.
right.
They
I
always
know.
have the voices.
Right, they have voices.
But
I'm paying good money for these tickets, and
Yeah.
I don't expect to hear a note. I
No, right, you won't. That was the thing. Is within a year, I saw Celine Dion in Vegas, and then I saw Britney, and what a difference the shows. I mean, Britney is just
That's
it's the
laughable.
costumes and the dance.
Right.
But even even the dancing though, because
Yes.
her dancers are 18, and you have to remember, like she's
Yeah.
in her 30s
30s,
now,
yeah.
so it's like give me more. Give me
It's gonna
No,
be
it's sad because it's like something. Well, she and I are only
love it.
4 days apart. We're kind
Oh,
of like
wow.
astrology soulmates. But so I've always felt very close to Brit. And God, just like watching the footage of the concerts, and it's such like a slowed down version of all the old moves.
It's a
and
lot
I'm
of
like,
strutting from
Yeah.
one end to the next. Pose,
Yeah.
hands up, walk to the other side, and repeat. Well, those are my Valentine's Day plans, so we shall see what happens.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for our Valentine's Day show. Love it, hate it. But before we go, we want you to really make an effort and check out our lovely co-host episodes that they are previously on. For Marie, you can see her on episode 4. For Megan, you can find her information out on episode 6. And to learn about James, he's got a long one on here.
I do.
He's on episode 10. So where can we find you guys on social media?
Oh, you guys can find me, Megan Stecher, on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. Lucky enough to have a weird last name, so I got the same handle for all three. It's all at Megan Stecher, MEGANSTECHER.
I'm like the most old school person and only have Facebook. I know. But it's Marie, Marie, Garofalo, Garo, F as in Frank, ALO.
Nice.
And you can find me on Twitter. Of course, you can find me everywhere. But you can find me on Twitter at Black Hope LA, and that's BLAK Hope LA. James Lott Jr. everywhere else, and thesuperorganizer.com.
And all over AfterBuzz.
All over AfterBuzz and Black Hollywood Live, Popcorn Talk, and Book Circle Online. Did my first interview with them.
Yes, there you go.
Is it?
Nice.
busy.
Very cool.
Nice. So thank you guys for coming in and talking about
Thank
what
you
we
so
love,
much.
hate, and in between.
Yes.
This was great.
This was wonderful.
For bonus chatter from this episode, check out Grant's Rants Small Talk on YouTube. This has been Grant's Rants. Follow us on Twitter at Grants__Rants. Cover art created by Howie Ronay. Voiceover by Sir Richard Wentworth. Original theme music composed by Alexander Arnson.